Well, good afternoon, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don with you in the, Severe Weather Center as we're watching some mighty big thunderstorms roll across East Alabama and soon to be West Georgia this afternoon. And we're not looking at widespread severe weather here, but we do have some strong thunderstorms. Good news is we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings. We have no watches. We do have a significant weather advisory, though, that's covering a couple of storms in Clay County, now moving into Randolph County, and we'll take you over to the National Weather Service and show you that the northwest corner of Randolph County is under a significant weather advisory. The entire county of Clay and the entire county of Cleburne. And then we have one severe thunderstorm warning up there just south of Rome over in the state of Georgia. So let's go back to the Southern Union State Community College Doppler weather radar. And I was going to kind of give you the tour of where these storms are at this hour. Now, we do have one down here in southeast Randolph County that's pretty strong. We don't have a statement from the Weather Service on this particular storm just yet. But as you can see, very heavy rainfall there in the city of Roanoke. Maybe some small hail up there around Center Chapel back over to Rock Mills. Certainly some extremely heavy rainfall there along Highway 22. Just to the northwest of Rock Mills. As a matter of fact, this is probably over Rock Mills right now. And that is some very heavy rainfall, and like I said, may even have some small hail, like some pea-size hail involved with that. And this rain moves on down into Bacon Level and then stretches all the way down into Chambers County, northeast Chambers County, just west of Standing Rock, just east of Stroud and just north of Fredonia, and then one small cell back over around White Plains. Then as we go up to the north a little bit, we see some heavy rain over in Heard County there just to the west of Central Hatchie, up there around Roopville, and then over in the eastern sections of Carroll County. And then looking back over to the west, this is a big complex right here that stretches from right there at the I-20 Highway 431 interchange all the way down to just west of Ranburne, down to just north of Hawk. You folks up there in Graham, Alabama, you were asking for rain yesterday afternoon. I told you I'd work on it, and you got some. That little shower's not going to last long, but if you look back over to the west, you got another hour or so of rain left. So some good rain falling there in northern Randolph County. And then back off to the west, here's the real story at this hour from about Cheahaw Mountain down to around Delta, down to Lake Wedowee, back over to Lineville, down to Ashland, southern Clay County. These are all some pretty good-sized thunderstorms taking place right now. And we do have a significant weather advisory in effect for these areas. As you can see, there's a tremendous amount of lightning. Let me see what the lightning count. 76 lightning strikes in the last 2 minutes for the frame that you're looking at right now. We're set up to show you the last 2 minutes. So when we zoom in, and we've got primarily Clay and Randolph County in the frame right there, I'm showing 64 lightning strikes in the last 2 minutes. So it's pretty good lightning right there, and that's what I've been putting posts out there all day to warn you about the lightning. Now, that's the biggest threat with these storms. These are summertime, heat of the day, afternoon thunderstorms. And while these storms typically do not spawn tornadoes, you do get some pretty nasty gusty winds, some brief torrential rainfall, but really, and unfortunately, a severe thunderstorm warning, there's no bias for lightning. And honestly, I think there should be, but there isn't. So you're not going to get heads up on a severe thunderstorm based on lightning, because that's not part of the criteria. But I can tell you that lightning will kill you just as quick as any other element of a thunderstorm, and there's a ton of lightning out there this afternoon. So I know it's Father's Day. A lot of folks have outdoor plans, a lot of plans up on the lake. And so if you are beginning to hear rumbles of thunder, if you see darkening skies off to your west, or back to your southwest, it's time to go to plan B. Don't wait until you start to see raindrops, because it's way too late then. If you can hear thunder, you can be struck by lightning. So get indoors. Don't take your chances outside with this lightning. Some pretty nasty stuff there. Then as we go on down to the south, we'll talk about you folks down there in Tallapoosa County, just extreme northwest Tallapoosa County right now, up there north of Hackneyville, maybe back over into Coosa County around Goodwater, and then back over to Hanover, Weguffka. Big thunderstorms rumbling over there. As we look down into southern Tallapoosa County, nothing happening down there. Dadeville looks good. Camp Hill, you got a little shower there, but it's not producing any lightning or anything serious at this time. Tallahassee, you're looking pretty good. And then back over into Lee County, just to the southwest of Auburn, down there around Beauregard, south of Opelika. You got a pretty heavy thunderstorm developing there. It is moving to the northeast. Everything is this afternoon. So this storm may not affect Auburn that much, but Opelika, you're right in the middle of it. It's coming right at you. So heavy rain and some lightning on the way for Opelika, though I don't see a tremendous amount of lightning down here in Lee County right now. Only have one strike in the last 2 minutes, and that was just south of Beulah. That strike was about 1 minute ago. Down a little bit further south, kind of getting out of our coverage area, but to the northeast of Hurtsboro, big thunderstorm down there with 10 lightning strikes in the last 2 minutes. And then running up the Georgia side, Harris County, you look good. Troup County, you got this storm developing over here coming out of Chambers County there just south of Holiday Park. It's moving off to the northeast. So the southern end of West Point Lake getting some pretty good rain. And that will continue to move off to the northeast. As it expands and moves northeast, it may make it into the city of LaGrange. So heads up over there if you're watching back to your west or southwest. So pull out and we'll give you the large picture here. We told you we expected to see showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, though I don't expect a severe weather outbreak, a widespread severe weather outbreak. Now, we certainly could have a rogue severe thunderstorm warning or two as we go throughout the afternoon. But this should not be a major significant event. All right, so that's kind of bringing us up to date on where we are right now. Significant weather advisories continue for Clay and Randolph and Cleburne counties of east central Alabama. Bear with me just a bit, and let me turn some products on here, and we'll see if we can get that to populate while we're waiting on that. There we go. I was trying to get the advisories on here. It looks like Clay County has expired, but we still have that special weather statement for Randolph. Significant weather advisory for northwestern Randolph County until 4 p.m. At 3:14 p.m. Doppler weather radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm over Lineville, moving northeast at 20. Winds in excess of 40 miles per hour will be possible with this storm. Locations impacted include Wedowee, Lake Wedowee, Woodland, Morrison's Crossroads, Foster's Crossroads, Corinth, Tennant, Graham, Newell, R.L. Harris Dam, and Ophelia. That's going to be for this big blob right here, coming out of Clay County. This area here, and it's moving off to the northeast, so it's primarily going to affect maybe North Wedowee. It certainly will get Ophelia, it'll get Swag, probably Woodland, Hawk, Folsom, and eventually you folks up there in Graham. You got a pretty good little thunder shower going on right now. You got another one coming. And then the stuff down here in Mellow Valley will certainly get Wedowee, probably get Malone, maybe Woodland, Big Springs, Rock Stand. And then this stuff back over here in northern Coosa County, as it continues to move off to the northeast, will probably affect the southern end of Randolph County more so than the central and northern end. Though the southeast corner got a pretty good sized storm going on right now, from Big Springs back down to Roanoke, back over to Waresville, and down to Glen. So, again, that's kind of where we stand right now. Nothing severe, though these storms are very strong, and the lightning is pretty significant. This frame that we're looking at right now keep in mind, this covers all of north and central Alabama and a good chunk of north Georgia. But just in the last 2 minutes, we've seen 164 lightning strikes in this area. So that's pretty significant. A lot of lightning out there. So let me go up here and look at the comments, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, now's a good time to post them while I'm looking at the board, and I'll say hello to you. If you're watching us this afternoon, be sure and tell us where you're watching from so we can keep up to date with the weather in your area. Kathy's watching us in Wedowee. Kenny Rollins got us going on. Hey, y'all. Janelle Whaley's got us going in Roanoke, Alabama. Denise is watching us in Roanoke. Wanda Galloway says she's ready to hear the weather. Gail is watching us. Also, hello to Travis. Let's see. Paula is in Casita down there in Chambers County. Right now, Chambers County, that part of Chambers County is pretty good, though you've got that storm coming up into Opelika. If it continues moving right along I-85, you'll get some of that in the next hour or so. That's the closest thing to you, Casita, right now. Roanoke's in the house. Jasmine is watching us up in Woodland. I was in Woodland yesterday afternoon. Sure was. Had a good time down there. Hot! Ooh, it was hot in Randolph County yesterday. And it is today, too. Lakeside Wedowee. Linda's got us going on. There's Sharon. Sharon says we had some rain, but the sun is back out now in Roanoke. Yeah, and you've got more coming, Sharon. That stuff that you just had has moved on over into the Rock Mills area, moving on off to the east-northeast. But notice the stuff down here in northern Coosa County. That will probably most likely be the next round of rain for the Roanoke area. And that's about an hour away. Let's see here. Bruce has got us going on over on the West Bank in Watley. Virginia's watching us in Ashland. Hello to those of you who are faithful listeners of God's Country, 90.9 FM in Clay County and surrounding counties. And we're simulcasting over on the God's Country Facebook page. May actually be simulcasting on God's Country. From time to time, they pick up our audio, and if you folks are listening to us on God's Country, we appreciate you. And if you don't traditionally listen to God's Country, I invite you to do so. I know that some of you over in Randolph can't pick it up because of their city of license and the FCC regulations. Their signal goes more to the west than it does to the east, but there is a solution to that. If you want to listen to some great family programming, country and gospel, and a pretty good morning show, all you have to do is download the Mixlr app, and you can do that by going to drdonwx.com and then click on the God's Country page, download the Mixlr app, and then search for WFAZ, and then you can listen to them anywhere in the whole wide world as long as you have internet or data connection on your phone. You can Bluetooth your phone to your radio in your automobile, and guess what? Anywhere you go, you can listen to God's Country. And you get my weather forecast on top of it. So it's a win-win situation. Angela's watching us in Ranburne. Pouring in Bacon Level, no doubt. Should be easing up a little bit in Bacon Level now. That comment was about 10 minutes ago, and 10 minutes ago it certainly was. Kay's watching us in the mountain community. Let's see. Amy East is watching us. Thank you, Amy. Pastor McClure is watching us. Patty Franklin's got us going on. Hello to Sheila. Alan Whaley watching from the big metropolis of Tin Shop, Alabama. Sharon Smith, you're welcome, Sharon. Let's see here. We've got Joey watching us in Phoenix City. Jeff's watching us in Fayetteville, Georgia, South Metro Atlanta. I know exactly where Fayetteville is. Been there many times, as a matter of fact. Used to go to a lot of concerts there at the amphitheater in Fayetteville. Wanda's watching us from Ashland. Tanya's got us going on in Woodland. Regina in Wadley. hanging by the pool. Sounds like fun. Elizabeth is watching us. Hello, Elizabeth. Thank you, Shirley. I appreciate the Happy Father's Day wishes. I certainly do. And to all of you that's been sending me messages all day wishing me a Happy Father's Day, I appreciate that. Graham, Alabama. Went right through Graham yesterday, twice, coming and going. Pine Hill. Thanks, Pamela. Pat's watching us in Roanoke. Regina's got us going on. Thank you, and thank you for the Happy Father's Day. Kathy's watching us. Widowie. Raining in Ashland. Certainly is. Lightning popping around pretty good in Ashland. Lake Harding, down there in south of Valley, Alabama. Getting dark in Woodland, according to Tanya. Derek's watching us in Lineville. Penny's got us talking about some heavy lightning at Foster's Crossroads. Morning Dove watching us in Asheville, Alabama. Diane's got us going on. Hello to Sherry watching from Roxton. Nelda's got us going on in Pine Hill. Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, it's been a pretty cool week. I had to spend time with lots of family members and got lots of great photographs and lots of great memories. Thanks, Jennifer. Good rain in Roanoke. That's good to hear. I know y'all need it. Ricky says that Graham needs rain. Rain. You should be getting some rain, Graham. Should have already gotten a little bit, and you got more coming. Hey, Sandy Knight. Glad to have you in here with us. Sandy's one of my co-workers. She keeps me straight. Stuff gets sideways, Miss Sandy keeps me straight. She does a good job, too. She watches out after me, and I appreciate it. But now, look, Sandy, you can't go putting those photographs of those red velvet cakes up on Facebook and not expect me to start whining for one. So, I'm just saying, you know you can overnight those things, and actually all you have to do is tell me you got one ready, and I'll come to headquarters and pick it up. I got to be careful. There's not much I would go to Atlanta for right now, but one of your red velvet cakes is certainly an exception. So just let me know. Let's see who else we got in here. I'm fixing to run down through the weather situation again for you in just a few minutes, too. Amen, Heather. You know, it took a lot of years of life to realize that. I know you young folks, maybe you don't understand it just yet, but there'll come a point in your life. And when it's all said and done, I ain't done nothing much matter except your family. All right, Miss Sandy, I'm going to hold you to it. Kay is telling me that she's getting word that Fox Creek near Lineville just got a lot of heavy rain and no power. A lot of lightning flashes over there, so some scattered power outages wouldn't surprise me. All right, so let's take a look at the radar. Let's zoom in for you, and we're going to start in, let's just start down here in Coosa, then we'll move over toward West Georgia. So the biggest storm in Coosa County right now, southwest of Goodwater. And that's, again, the radar says we're moving due east on this one. It's probably a little bit north of due east at about 12 miles per hour. So a lot of heavy rain over there in the northeast corner of Coosa County. Then get up into Clay County. Things are looking better in Clay County. Really, the only heavy storms you got now is going to be in the southern 1/3 of the county, from just south of Lineville. Then you got that one coming up from just south of Goodwater that's going to run over the exact same area. So you folks down here that just got a storm, you got another one coming at you. And same thing for Randolph County. These storms are kind of training, moving over the same area time and time again. This one coming out of Gibsonville or just southeast of Shiloh. There is a 70% chance that there's some hail involved in this storm. Only a 10% chance that it is 3/4 inch or larger. So this most likely is not very large hail, but some hail nonetheless. And that's going to run right over Lake Wedowee. And you got some over Lake Wedowee right now. And then that's going to get Wedowee. Then that's going to get Woodland. So the same areas are getting the rain over and over and over again this afternoon. Roanoke, you're high and dry right now, but that stuff back over in Coosa County, northern Coosa, is probably going to rotate through southern Randolph here in about an hour. Or maybe a little bit longer, because these storms aren't moving very fast. That storm's moving at about 25 miles per hour. And then over here in Texas, we have 50% chance of hail. 0% chance that it's severe. So that's probably just pea-size hail, if there's any hail at all. So heads up, Franklin, Georgia. That's coming right at you. Ephesus, Georgia. Very heavy sales setting there. Just north of Big Springs, back over in Alabama in Randolph County. Probably some small hail here just to the southeast of Wedowee, just north of Cornhouse Creek. Woodland, you're kind of in between storms right this minute, though you got some rain falling there. You got some pretty heavy rain just to your southwest about to move in. It has gone dry in Graham for the moment, but look back to the west, Graham. You got more rain coming, maybe even some hail. Here's a storm center that's showing an 80% chance of hail, and that's going to be just northwest of Wedowee, moving northeast, which will bring that right over Woodland or very close to it, and then eventually right over Graham. Central Hatchie, between Roopville and Central Hatchie, back over in West Georgia, heavy sail there. Bowden's getting some pretty heavy rainfall. Get up there around Carrollton, Mount Zion, some heavy I-20, basically from Heflin, Alabama, all the way to about Douglasville. Not going to be a good ride over the next hour or so, because all this stuff is moving northeast. Every bit of this is going to run right over I-20. So Bremen, Villarica, Douglasville, that stretch of I-20 in West Georgia is not going to be a pleasant ride for the next hour or so. And so as we pull back out, we got, well, let me look at this. Dallas, Georgia, we got a heavy storm up there headed toward Alpharetta. That should stay north of Metro. And then up here around Rome, we did have a severe thunderstorm warning up here, but the National Weather Service at Peachtree City's let that expire. And then some heavy storms up here just south of Dalton. And then looking back over into my neck of the woods, we do have one popping up now near Dahlonega. And let me zoom in on that because... So here's the studio right here in extreme southwest White County. And this is Dahlonega right over here. There's Cleveland, Georgia. Hall County or Gainesville is right down here. So this is my mountain right here. You see those two mountain peaks? That'd be where I stay. So we got a heavy thunderstorm up here that's moving off to the northeast. That should stay away from me. This stuff down here in Hall County, if it's growing as it's moving, and it probably is, may get a little thunder and lightning out of that. So as you can see, though, by looking at the radar, we look all the way back into Mississippi, and there are scattered storms, and all this stuff is moving east, northeast. So as long as we have the heating of the day going on, then we're going to see these showers and thunderstorms. You know, mid-evening, when we get into around 9 or 10 p.m. this evening, we start losing the heat of the day. And so these storms will start subsiding and will go away for the night. But now, over the course of the next several days, our rain chances are going to be significantly higher than they have been for the last week or so. And I'll have all the information about that coming up in your primetime forecast. which I'll have posted for you in just a little while. So I got a question up on the board about Lincoln and Talladega. So let me go over here and show you what we're looking at here. We do have a nasty storm in Pell City that is headed to the east, northeast. So Talladega is going to have to deal with this. Within the next 30 minutes or so, this line of storms should be on top of Talladega or be getting very close. Same thing for Lincoln. Nothing severe at the moment, but certainly got to pay attention to this because of the lightning. I mean, we get some nasty lightning storms going on out there. Alexander City. You've got a storm to your northwest that will stay northwest of Alexander City proper. This stuff up here where all the lightning is, that's not going to affect the city itself. Now, if you live up here in some of the northern suburbs of Alexander City, you certainly could get into some of that. But back off to the west, you see over here around Kelly's Crossroads, south of Weguffka, and this stuff is going to move on over, and it'll eventually will move over Alexander City. It doesn't look especially strong right this moment, but that could change between where it's at now and by the time it gets to you. So you're okay for the moment, Alex City, but you probably do have some showers and thunderstorms on the way. As my buddy Pat Ray, I bet she'd kick back on the veranda at the lake. Tammy says that there was some hail south of Wedowee. Not at all surprised. Let me go back over this. The pink, the dark pink, and most definitely the blues. The blues really what you start looking for. And so just north, about to cross 48, between Wedowee and Ophelia. Those two little bitty spots right there most likely is hail. Let's see. And these spots over here now southwest of Wedowee, that probably was hail. It may still be some real small hail up there around Tin Shop, Potash, just south of Big Springs. Those pink areas. That could be hail. But I'm pretty confident the blues over here, out there on 48 between Wedowee and Ophelia, most likely is hail. So let's go take a look at the warning map and see. Okay, that hasn't changed any at all, so I think we're good there. Let's see here. Okay, now we got it to refresh. It looks like we still are still holding on to that special weather statement for Northwest Randolph, but Clay County has expired. Looks like we have a special weather statement now for Carroll County and Northern Heard County over in west central Georgia. But when you take a look at the southeastern United States, really the only severe weather, there's some up there in extreme northeast Tennessee. There's one severe thunderstorm warning along I-75 around Knoxville. And then back over here in Arkansas, we see some severe weather warnings. And really want to take a look at the big picture. Out there in Kansas, we got warnings everywhere. Pretty active. The eastern half of the United States is pretty active today weather-wise. Let me go back into Well, it's so noisy because there's so much going on. I was going to put some tracks on, let you get timings on when these storms will arrive in your area in Randolph County, but there's so many storm centers showing up here that it would confuse everybody. Basically, if you're in Randolph County, number one, you're going to get rain. Number two, if you're in the dark red areas, the rain's going to be heavier. The pink areas could certainly be small hail, and then the blue, which there's only one little bitty spot of blue right now, could be or probably is hail, and that's going to be right there along Highway 48, just west of Wedowee. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap things up for now. I just wanted to come on and kind of give you an update on what was going on, even though we do not expect severe weather today. And I've been telling you that all day. I just never did think we'd have a widespread severe weather outbreak. It's, weather patterns change as the seasons change. We're in summertime now. So widespread severe weather, not likely, unless you have something like a hurricane. Then you could have widespread severe weather. Or if you get a rare cold front to come through this time of year, you could have severe weather. But odds of us seeing any cold fronts now are few and far between. We're going to have somewhat of a cold front come through midweek, but it's not really a cold front. And I won't bore you with all the details. But a true cold front generally doesn't happen in the summer months. June, July, August, September. You start getting them again in October, and then that's when our secondary severe weather season starts. But having said that, anytime there's a thunderstorm around, it's certainly possible to see some dangerous weather. So always respect them regardless of what time of year it is. But I just kind of wanted to come on and show you what was going on and let you know that I am keeping an eye on it, and in the event that any of this were to go severe, I'll come right back and give you severe weather information. Main reason I wanted to do this afternoon is because I know so many people have outdoor plans today, with it being Father's Day. And it scares me to death. Folks get outside and they don't really pay attention to what's going on. They start having good time with the family, which I completely understand, and are not weather aware, and all of a sudden you get a lightning storm right on top of you and somebody gets hurt. And all of that is preventable. So that's why we do what we do. And that's why I'm here. I just wanted you to know what was happening. And these storms are moving through the heart of our coverage area right now. So most of you should be aware that you got thunder and lightning in your area for sure. Now that is really awesome. Look at the hail markers just streaming down the... I have no idea. That was a little spooky. I've never seen that before. So I'm going to leave it with you. Like I said, I'm going to watch it very closely for the remainder of the afternoon. I'll have your primetime forecast up shortly. And if there is a need to come back with severe weather, just keep your phone close by. And let me tell you one other thing before we go. Make sure you go to our YouTube page and like or subscribe to Dr. Don's YouTube weather page. It's the exact same thing you get right here on Facebook, but the difference is you get a push notification when we go live for severe weather. Then you're guaranteed you're going to get notified. Facebook's fine, but their algorithm that they use to notify you when someone goes live is a little bit different from YouTube. It works differently, and there's not a guarantee that you're going to get notified on time. You'll get notified, but it may be a few minutes before you see it. So the best idea is to go to our YouTube channel and click on that subscribe button. That way, when we go live, you get that push notification, which is instant, and it's every time. And if you need the link to our YouTube channel, all you have to do is go to one of our previous weather forecasts, the weather forecast for today, which should be just below or a couple of items below this video, and you'll see the link to our YouTube channel. Just click on it, and then when you get there, click on subscribe, and then you're set. That way you'll get notified when we go live. If you don't have a YouTube account, I invite you to do so. You can also go over to drdonwx.com. We stream live over there. We have all of our weather there. We have links to all of our sponsors that make all of this possible. Our supporters, we couldn't do this without them. So really, they're the ones who are making this possible. So go to our website, drdonwx.com. Check out all of our sponsors and click on their links and go check out their social media and their websites. And if you're in need of any of their products, I ask you to at least give them a chance to earn your business first before you go elsewhere. And tell them thank you for sponsoring Dr. Don's weather page. Because it's their efforts that make this possible. And, of course, you guys watching us. That helps, too. Because without an audience, we couldn't keep doing it. So, anyway, that's it for this afternoon. I hope you all have a great rest of your Father's Day afternoon. If conditions warrant, I'll be back with more weather information. If not, I'll see you probably in a couple of hours with your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's weather page.